Hi, I'm Alex Stutchbury and welcome to ARTClass, a series of videos teaching you the key skills needed to create great art. Now today I'm going to show you how to create a really successful and high-achieving coursework project. Now this is aimed predominantly at A-level students, but there are a lot of similarities with GCSE coursework. So if you follow these stages, you're sure to be onto a winner. Now, to begin with, I want to talk about two main exam boards that I've taught previously, which is AQA and Edexcel. Now, at A level, as well as GCSE, they are both marked in four sections, four equal sections: Assessment Objective 1, 2, 3 and 4. And these are very similar depending on which exam board you're at. They have a lot of crossover elements. So AO1 is developing ideas and showing the progression of an idea throughout your whole project. AO2 is exploring and also selecting appropriate resources, so developing your skills, showing a range of different media and how you're successfully using them, and something that is appropriate to your subject matter and theme. AO3 is then recording ideas and reflecting critically, so you need to be bringing in your own primary sources throughout, and you're working from them and also saying why you're using certain imagery and not others to directly impact in a successful way your overall idea. And then AO4 for both AQA and Edexcel is presenting a meaningful response. So that's the kind of concluding outcome, if you like, and concluding out argument of your whole idea. But you can't get to that stage and produce something really strong and meaningful unless you've built up AO1, 2 and 3. So let me show you one really fantastic example. He's one of my best students I've had the pleasure of teaching for a few years. He's called Rohit. This is his A-level coursework project. So to start any project, start with a mind map and think of the idea and then branch off into subsections. So he's looking at juxtaposing forms, and so he's exploring lots of different ideas, initially using lots of primary photos he's taken, some new artist research, and then drawing and thinking of little designs linking back to the inspiration he's got from his own photos and the artist research so far. Okay, snapshot 1. What are the exam boards looking for? With a study page, you should have detailed studies or study in appropriate media, links to your primary photos and artist research, pros and cons, and linking back to your overall project theme. Exam boards want to see really thorough, in-depth, detailed explorations of your title, and so have many subsections. He's now looking at habits and how these kind of link together with the anatomy. He was looking previously at man-made and natural forms, and so each one he's delving into in real detail. Snapshot 2, a top artist research page. So first on it, say how the artists have produced their work, say how it will influence your future work, be it with style, composition or theme. Make sure it links to your overall project theme, but also your subtopic, and then have a few recreations if you can to show your understanding of their technique. So he's developing a lot of different ideas, but he's also now using different styles. This new subtopic used a lot more colour because he was doing a lot of pen and pencil work, and so he's introducing paint. He's still, as you can see, got primary sources, artist research at the side. Some of these pages are laid out very simply. He's got for study, and then he's got his own photo, artist research image next to it, just so you can see. Notes around the edges as well, explaining at all times how it ties back to his juxtaposing forms and other bits. Really in-depth ideas here, thinking about holograms, futuristic, sort of sci-fi elements, because that was his interest. So bring all of your interests into your topic. Always be thinking of new ideas as you go along, but bring your passions into play, because they're the things that are going to drive your project forward and show a real interest and in-depth understanding of your title, and showing the moderator what you're really interested in. Once you've explored several ideas, and he's now looking at films because he's particularly into that, and bringing into play his kind of ideas of an understanding of film posters, the traditional look, and then making his own ones, using family members to help with this, looking at other interests with tattoos and different sort of types of art, superheroes, villains. Rohit then went into mental health and was thinking of how the balance and juxtaposition of what people think inside and how they feel and look and act on the outside. So as he gets to the end of his project and his concluding outcome, he's now thinking of ways to showcase all of the different aspects going on in someone's head, the positives and the negatives, thinking about the layout and the composition, some studies of locations inside school, out of school, local area, cities he's visited. And then these last few bits are great little studies, not as much detail as his final piece, but trying to show the layout. And this your moderators love. A quick, very basic explanation of the whole composition, saying exactly what is where and why. So to conclude the project, an amazing final piece, which is too large to put into the folder. You may also have other ones throughout the projects at the ends of each of your subtopics, but your main final piece needs to be fully planned and refined. You need to show high skill and precision using appropriate media that you have selected, having trialed other media, and then this is the best one or two if you're doing a mixed media piece. Using your primary photos all the time to influence that, as well as your artist research, maybe more than one artist. And ultimately, it must link to your overall theme and title, which is, in Rohit's case, juxtaposing forms. And so you've got him in the middle, and then all the negative, sort of black and white on the left-hand side, and then the more positive colour sprouting out from his sitting position on the right-hand side. A great outcome. So there you go. A fantastic, really informative and really interesting and intriguing coursework project. And that whole idea of juxtaposing forms has been explored thoroughly throughout. So we had obviously 3 folders that we've been looking through, and some of the accompanying work which is on the walls behind me, including this fantastic final piece. It's a really stunning piece of artwork, and you really can get lost in all of the small details when you look up closely. And what's nice to see is it's been influenced by all of his work leading up to it. So AO1, the ideas, he's really sort of generated so many different avenues, but he's honed it down to that one concluding outcome. He's obviously reviewed and refined thoroughly throughout his work, lots of different techniques, using lots of different media, seeing if some work, some don't, discard those, and then push on to your really sort of top skill to show the examiner, you know, this is the highest quality I'm made of. He's spoken critically throughout his project, and he's also explained how artists have influenced him along the way, be it for the actual technique or composition, or just the kind of overall sort of idea behind it. And then, yeah, what a fantastic response at the end, showing a lot of really high quality thinking and skill as well. With GCSE, that's kind of, obviously on a smaller scale, what you would be doing. Your coursework projects, kind of consisting in either sketchbook or folder form, and then a concluding outcome, normally of about 10 hours. A-level, you have a pleasure of an extra 5 hours generally on top of that, so you normally have sort of 3 days, 5 hours per day to do that. Also, you'd have an accompanying small sort of essay to go with it, but that's not something to be scared of. A lot of people freak out and think, oh, well, I don't know, I don't like writing, but actually this simply kind of explains and summarizes everything that you've done throughout your folder. So it's nothing completely new and separate that you have to learn and think about. It's something that naturally kind of explains the process, almost like sort of a diary entry, if you like. Okay, but that's how you're going to create a really great coursework project, which is 60% of the overall mark, be it AQA or Edexcel. So actually, if you can get a really top level mark for coursework, well, you're already on that really high sort of level to build upon with your exam project and overall final grade. So best of luck with your coursework. Keep generating ideas, keep exploring different avenues. If they don't always work, don't chuck it away, put it in there as well and explain why, and then it shows clearly what's led you on to the really successful stuff at the end. So I hope that's helped. My name's Alex Stutchbury. Goodbye.